Okay, so we are here today and we are live with Marsha Lynn Hudson from Hudson Enterprises and Consulting, and we're going to talk about unleashing the leader within, and we're going to strengthen that inner leader that we all have. I'm Jean Smith. I'm the training coordinator with the University of Houston-Victoria Small Business Development Center. As you've heard, we are recording today's presentation. You will receive an email from me with a link to the recording, a link to a post-event survey. Just takes a minute to finish it and let us know how we've done, and a copy of Marsha's slides. In addition, you also have access to a copy of our latest newsletter. And so we are so pleased you have taken time from your busy days to make time to join us. So as people are still joining us, I'm going to run over a couple things that make this a little easier for everybody. First of all, this webinar should not be considered legal or tax advice. We are recording the webinar. Please, if you have questions for Marsha, use the Q&A. It makes it easier to keep the questions separate from the engagement going on in the chat. In addition, if you want to connect with folks who are on here with us today, don't forget to include your LinkedIn URL profile or how to get a hold of you on Facebook or your email, because part of this is all about networking and lifting each other up. As I said before, use that chat to introduce yourself. And right now, everyone is in listen-only mode. Now, I do have to do a little bit of business about the SBDC. The Small Business Development Center here in Victoria is part of the Texas South-West SBDC network. As you can see on this slide, we have 10 field centers, and we are all hosted by a university or a community college. All of us are funded in part by the Small Business Administration as well as the state of Texas. We are committed to supporting and empowering entrepreneurs. Our mission is to foster small business success, and our goal is to provide you with the training, mentoring, and resources you need to start and grow a successful business. We are a resource partner with the SBA. We are not the SBA. I don't have access to SBA records. So we can help you talk to the SBA, but we are not the SBA. So our network spans from El Paso all the way to the Gulf Coast and south to the border. And there is strength in that network, and it provides a lot of resources for our clients. Our particular piece of the network is right there in red, and you can see the counties that our center covers. Now, before you say, oh, it's not my area, it's okay. We have a QR code there on the screen, and you can just hold up your smartphone, click it, and it will take you to americassbdc.org, and you're going to be able to find who provides SBDC services in your area just by entering your zip code. The nice thing is there are over 1,000 SBDCs nationwide. Every county is covered. So you are never far from the assistance of a small business development center. And what do our clients get? When you're a client of the SBDC, no matter where you're at, you're getting no cost, confidential, client-driven services. So from startup to expansion to transition, UHV SBDC business advisors or the business advisors in your center, they provide these services for the life cycle of your business. And we encourage you to take full advantage of these services and sign up today if you are not already a client. By signing up, you're going to schedule time with our business advisors, and that is time that is dedicated to you, your questions, and your business. Our advisors provide personalized confidential advice to help you develop a strong business plan, find funding, and gain the skills and knowledge you need to achieve your goals. In addition to the one-on-one advising services, we have training opportunities, and in addition, we have specialty resource centers, which provide services for our clients. You see that on the right side of the slide. So a lot of these are services that you would have to pay a lot of money to be able to access. So we want to um, let you know just all the things that a client could possibly take advantage of. And like I said before, our business advisors do not provide legal or tax advice. We do leave that to our lawyer and CPA friends. Now, let me introduce you to our speaker. You may already know Marsha Lynn. She's given several presentations for us. She frequently presents for other SBDCs in the Gulf Coast and the North Texas SBDC networks. She empowers entrepreneurs and small business owners to increase their impact and income with online marketing and strong leadership skills. Since 2015, she has helped hundreds of female entrepreneurs and business owners pursue their passions and goals. She believes that we create the life we want to live, and it's time to turn our dreams into reality. And that is the message of the book that she has called Crushing Barriers, Succeeding in Life and Business, Turn Your Dreams into Reality. She is a former professor at Wharton County Junior College. She serves as the online marketing strategist for the University of Houston Small Business Development Center Network, and she's done that since 2015. In addition, she is a speaker, trainer, coach, content creator, author, podcaster, YouTuber, and a professional photographer. And Marsha joins us from Houston. And with that, I am going to stop sharing and I am going to let Marsha come up because that's why you guys are here today. Oh,
Okay, thank you so much, Jean. Can you see my screen?
I can. It's your native PowerPoint.
All right, very good. I am so excited. I got my phone in front of me because I want to make sure I leave some time for questions. I know most of us are on the lunch and learn, but I am so excited today because I have been preparing for this for weeks while we've been in Houston cold and stuck in. Today, I want to talk about crushing barriers, unleash the leader within. And when I was thinking about this presentation, I thought about what could I talk about in a small amount of time, by 45, 50 minutes, to make sure all of the awesome people who come today walk away with what they need. And I came up with the 5 musts for succeeding in life and business in 2024. So I am excited about this presentation today. So today's discussion, we want to talk about the 5 musts that I know if you do these things, and we are at the beginning of the year, you are going to see a difference in your life and your business. Number one, define your big, bold vision, how to turn your dreams into reality. Number two, cultivate a growth and success mindset. This is your year. Number three, identify your unique skills. Be you, no more comparisons. Number four, crush the inner barriers because we have those, don't we? Inner critic, the doubt, the imposter syndrome. And number five, which is so important, stop waiting, start doing. Because after all, you are the secret sauce to your success. So, who am I? And Jean kind of told you a little bit about me. And I know it was a lot of things, right? But I'm a little older now, so I've done a few things. But I am Marsha Lynn Hudson, and people were like, "Why'd you put your whole name?" Well, I had to brand my whole name because it was another Marsha Hudson doing what I was doing, so I had to put my full name in there. But what do? I actually empower women to crush those barriers, unleash the leader within, and it's just time for us to create a life and a business that we love, right? So, yes, I am an author, speaker, trainer, photographer. My husband and I have a photography and video business. I am a serial entrepreneur, but I taught as a literature professor for 22 years at the college until I decided, okay, it's time for a different phase in my life and I want to do my own thing. And so, as an online strategist and a leadership skills trainer, I've enjoyed being in this position. And I do have something free to give you if you hang out with us. I'm the author of Crushing Berries. I'm going to tell you how to get my book free today. Succeeding in Life and Business. That book is available on Amazon, but Unleash Your Leader Within is not available yet on Amazon, but it will be in a few days. But you're going to get that for free today if you hang out with me. So we all have goals and we all have dreams. I know I do. Okay. And so I like to say, and I ask myself this all of the time, and everything I teach, I've lived it or I'm living it, or I've had these challenges, or I've had these struggles, and now I'm ready for more wins, right? And so, what would your life look like if you were actually living your goals and your dreams? Okay, we have them. What would your life look like if you were actually living it? By the way, now you guys know I'm a teacher, so I'll get that pen and paper out. If you've left me and you're multitasking, you really want to come back, you want to take some notes so you can refer to these things for later. And of course, you could take screenshots. But what would your life look like if you started living your dreams and your goals? And what if you decided today to commit to these five things that I'm going to give you today? These five musts from today for the next 90 days. I like the 90-day plan. I like the 3-month plan. I like the 12-week plan because something happens when you commit to something for 30 days, 60 days, and especially 90 days. And I did this myself, and my life and my business just started changing. And I want to share that with you today. So, will this be your day? Will you make the decision today after this short training? Will this be your year? So that's something to think about. I will tell you this, all it takes is a decision. And I had to tell myself that at one point in time. Marsha, all it takes is a decision. It doesn't take a long time. It doesn't take all of these things. It just takes one decision from me to decide that I am ready to live my life by design. I am ready to create a life and a business that I love. So all it takes is a decision. So the question is, are you ready to start living your life by design? Are you ready to create a life and a business that you love? And the good thing is, it's never too late. We're never too old. I've been teaching a long time, actually more than 22 years. I taught at the college for 22 years, but before that, I taught 13 years at a Christian private school. So I've actually been teaching 35 years. But at some point in time, we want to start creating a life and a business that we love. We want to start living it by design. And that's what I hope you walk away with today. So if you are ready, let's dive in. So let's talk about these five musts. Number one, you have to define your big, bold vision and pick your word for the year. I picked my word. Every year I pick a word. And this year my word is ascend. And I thought about my word and I thought about what I wanted for my life. And I said, my word is ascend. And then I looked that up and it means to move higher, to move to another level. I plan on ascending, moving to another level, and I want to take you guys right along with me. So pick your word for the year. And then I wrote my word down and put it on a card and put it right in front of my computer so I can see it every day. What does it do? It guides your life for the year. Okay. So the question is, what do you want for your life? I sat down and wrote that out too. I was on the sofa. We're in Houston. We've been frozen in, but I've been thinking about this for weeks. And I thought, what do I really want for my life this year? And I actually sat down and just wrote it down. Number one. Number two, whether it's from my financial area, whether it's from personal, whether it's professional, whether it's spiritual, whether it's health wise, what do I actually want for my life? And I actually wrote it down. What do you need to say no to? I had to tell myself, okay, Marsha, you have to say no to some things. Sometimes people, and I love to give. We love to give, don't we, as women? And people are like, well, can you do this? And can you volunteer for this? And can you do this? I was like, okay, okay. Well, we have to learn when to say no. And I have this sign that says, excuse me if you feel I'm selfish, but I'm busy trying to create my life. Now, do I still help? Yes. Do I still give? Yes. Do I still volunteer? Yes. But I have learned when to say no and what aligns with my goals and my vision for my life. So sometimes we have to learn to say no to some things, even when we mean well. And what truly matters to you when it comes to your life? your business, your family, your spirituality, your health. What truly matters? Because sometimes we're so busy doing the things that we think other people want us to do. And we're so busy, and I had this problem being concerned about what others think. Well, it's time out for that. You have to define your big vision. And then I like to say, write it down because research shows that when we write things down and we keep them in front of us, we're constantly reminded of where we want to go. We're constantly reminded of what we want for our lives. And I will tell you this, it works. It works. So this is the first must. You must define your big vision. You must write it down. You must write down what is it you want for your life. You have to realize what do you need to say no to and what really matters to you, not other people. Not your family. I have a lot of sisters. I come from a big family. It's 10 of us, right? And I was like, did my mom and dad actually have TV? Okay. Because they had 10 kids. Okay. And get this, I'm the baby. So everybody wants to tell me what to do. All of my sisters, everybody wants to tell me. I had to figure out what really matters to Marsha. I love them. I listened to them. Some point in time, I was living my life for them, wasting time doing things that didn't matter to me. Very important. So, must number two, we're talking about these five musts. Cultivate a winning mindset. In the pandemic, when we were stuck in, I think it was 2020, and I'm a writer and I love to write. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? We're stuck inside, during the pandemic. I actually wrote a book on train your mind for success, and it's actually free in my on my website, but it is for sale also on Amazon. But I wrote a book called Train Your Mind for Success. And the reason I wrote it is because I needed to do it myself. I needed to train my mind for success. And that was 3 years ago, 2020. We're in 2024 at the beginning. And so I realized, Marsha, if you want to succeed in the life that you want and you want to succeed in the business that you want, you have to cultivate a winning mindset. And I will tell you guys this, it is not easy, especially when your mindset has been, well, can I do this? Well, is this going to work? Well, what if I put this out there and nobody comes? Well, am I too old at this point? I'm not in my 20s and 30s online looking young and everybody's on there. Well, will this really happen for me? Well, this has been going on for years. Can I really change that? I had to get rid of that. I had to get rid of that. And it's a everyday thing. And so when I realized I needed to cultivate a winning mindset, I actually wrote a book on how to train your mind for success and put together a mini course. It's actually free on my site. So how do you do this if you're saying, Marsha, that's me? You got to find some affirmations and say them daily. I found affirmations on YouTube. I love going walking when it's not cold like it is in Houston. I go walking twice a day, in the morning and in the evening, and I'm listening to these affirmations. When it's too cold, I'm on the treadmill in the gym and I'm listening to these affirmations. You can find them on Google, you can find them on YouTube. I'm listening because you train your mind for this. Find your affirmations, put a few in front of your computer and say them daily, even if you don't feel like it's happening, even if you don't feel like that's you. And in a few slides in a little while, I'm going to tell you what happens when we do that. You got to start your morning off with some positive thoughts. Okay. I know we like to get up and watch the news, but it's just too much going on. We do need to keep up with the news, but I like to get up and start with a positive thought, with a devotion or a scripture for me, whatever works well for you. And I like to get my positive sense. I'm going to get my mind in order. And I always say, today is going to be a great day. Something good is going to happen today. I say it every day. I expect it. Now, does life happen? Yes. Do things happen? Yeah. But I get up expecting to have a good day. I get up expecting something good is going to happen today. I have trained my mind for this. So you have to monitor your words. I had to pay attention to what I was saying, what the words that were coming out of my mouth. Words are powerful. We will eat the fruit of our words. Words are powerful. When you find yourself saying, I can't stop it. I don't, ooh, stop it. Well, what if, stop it? Well, this has been happening. Stop it. Well, I'm too old. Stop it. Monitor your words and turn them around because they're very powerful. And don't let your emotions run your day. As women, we are very emotional creatures, right? We can't let somebody once told me, Marsha, emotions need to be the last part of the train. They need to be the last part of the train. We cannot let our emotions, what you get up, you say, I really don't feel like working on my business today. I really don't feel like showing up on LinkedIn today. I really don't feel like creating any content today. I really don't feel like sending an email. I really don't feel like trying to make two or three connections today. No. Now, sometimes, okay, but not a lot. We cannot let how we feel run our days if we want to succeed in life and business. Success begins in the mindset. And Oprah Winfrey said it. It really doesn't begin with money. Sometimes we think if I have this much money, I can do this. If I have this much money, I can do. Success actually begins in the mindset, and I realized that when I started thinking about it a few years ago. You can manifest what you want in your life and your business with a success mindset. So, must number three. I hope you're with me. You're still with me. If you've left me, um, I want you to come back to me because I know we can be watching a webinar and multitasking. Number three, who are you? What do you love about you? What are your passions? And I love this little diagram that I found working on myself, by myself, for myself. Because sometimes we are so busy trying to live the life that somebody else is wanting us to live, we don't really know who we are. And so I had to sit down and say, who are you, Marsha? What makes you up? What do you love to do? I love teaching. I love training. I love speaking. I love empowering women to turn their dreams into reality. Why? Because I've seen it happen for me and many, many others. And so you have to ask yourself, what are your passions? And then you start letting those things be your North Star. So often we let what other people think, what we think other people think, what we think they want, what we think we should be doing become our North Star. Don't let that be your 2024. Who are you spiritually, relationship wise, health wise, business wise, in your personal life? What do you love about you? Sometimes we don't take time for self care. We don't take, I have this sign in my closet in my office because I'm going to go in the office every morning. And it says, Good morning, gorgeous. We got to learn to love ourselves. It's not that, oh, I need to lose weight. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, oh, I need to get rid of this in my face. Oh, my hair is looking this way. Oh, this, we got to get rid of that. We have to get rid of that. What do you love about you? You're unique. You're wonderful. You're special. You're awesome. It's nobody like you, and you can create the life that you love when you start working on yourself by yourself. Get away every day, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes for yourself. You're going to see a big difference in 2024. Identify your unique skills. We all have them. Own your worth. You are worth so much. You are valuable. You have so much. But sometimes we can't see it. We can't find it and we don't live it. You got to be your authentic self. I had to learn that for myself. Marsha, be you. And my husband has a favorite saying that he says to me all of the time. Marsha, run your race. Run your own race. No more comparison. I don't need to compare myself to other coaches and consultants. I do learn from them, especially those who have gone before me and they're doing very well. I love learning from other coaches and consultants and speakers. I love that. But I don't need to compare my chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 12. I don't need to compare my chapter 8 to somebody's chapter 18. What do I mean by that? I don't need to compare where I'm starting to where somebody has been doing it for 10, 15 years. I have to run my own race right where I am. Maybe you're starting from scratch this year. Maybe you're starting a business. Maybe you're trying to revive your business. Maybe you've been doing something for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Well, things are different. You can't do them the same way. So maybe it's time for you to learn how to pivot and be your own self and run your own race. No more comparison. You don't have to compare yourself to people on social media. Well, Marsha, they got 50,000 followers. That's nice. And I only have 100,000, 100 followers. Well, that's 100 people who like what you do, who like what you say, who like your content. Run your race. No more comparisons. Must number 4. Okay. It's time to crush the barriers, ladies, that hold us back from creating a life we love. It's time. I love this picture because sometimes we think it's too late. Well, I'm too old. Well, I haven't done this. Well, I've been doing this way for 35 years. No, it's time to crush those barriers. Leave the past behind. Change your mindset. I read something that says, I think it was Michelle Obama, it was or maybe Maxwell, but it said, change your mindset, change everything. Change your mindset, change everything. Change your life, it changes your business, it changes how you live, it changes your daily routines, it changes everything. It changes how you attract the people you want to attract. So it's time to crush those barriers. So I'm going to ask you today, let go of the past. Let go of what you think has been happening for years. Let that go. We don't have to look in the past. So how do we do that, Marsha? What are some of those things, Marsha, that we need to do? What are some of those barriers we need to crush as women? And everything I teach, I've either lived it, I've even had a challenge with it. I may be still struggling with it now. But everything I teach and everything I research and everything I study is for us to unleash what's in us. Number one of the barriers, self-doubt. Well, what if this happens and I don't do this? Well, what if I put that out there and nothing happens? Well, what if I can't do this? Self-doubt. We got to crush that barrier. We got to crush that barrier and turn it around. What if you do it and something does happen? What if you put it out there and something amazing happens? Do you know that as a business owner, a woman, or whatever, all of the things that I am, and I love this. I love this life that I'm creating for myself. It's not without challenges. It's not without struggles. It's not without pain points. It's not. But I love this life that I'm creating myself for myself because the thing about it is when we start realizing, okay, if I can get rid of this self-doubt, if I can figure out something that I can move forward with and work on that, I'm going to see momentum. I'm going to see momentum. So we got to get rid of self doubt. What if this doesn't happen? Well, it may not. Try something else. I was reading something and it says, when one of your dreams die, live another one. When one of your dreams die, live another one. The inner critic. What about that, right? The inner critic, those things that voice in our head. We wake up in the morning, sometimes it's there. We get in bed at night, lying in bed, sometimes it's there. We watching TV, sometimes it's there. We're driving in the car, sometimes it's there. We got to get rid of that inner critic. And when it comes, you got to offset it with your affirmations. You have to offset it with your affirmations. What I'm talking about today takes time. I hope you do the 90-day challenge. It takes time. It takes every day. But what will happen is you will train your mind for success, even in the midst of what's going on in life today. Believe me, because I've been living it since I started looking into this in 2020. Doubters. We got to crush the barriers of doubt. Doubters can be at the workplace, doubters can be in our business, doubters can be family, doubters can be in our home. Okay. We got to crush those barriers. We got to tune out the doubters. And it's okay. People have their opinions. People doubt stuff. Oh, you can't do that. You're too old. You can't do that. It's too many people doing it. We have to tune that out. We have to tune out the doubters. Now, you in your head, you need to be saying, I attract abundance. I am abundant. I am successful. And then when doubters come to you, you say that in your head. You can think what you want, but that's not me. You don't have to tell them out loud, okay? Because there are going to be doubters. And you cannot let these barriers keep you back from the life that you want to live. Imposter syndrome, that's huge, right? When we think that, well, who can I teach? Or who can I coach? Or who can I train? Or who can I speak to when I only know this? Or I've just started yesterday. Well, I will tell you this, and I read and research so much. So I have a lot to say about a lot of things. I was reading and either I was in a training on that. And somebody was saying, if you're in the sixth grade, you could teach a fifth grader. If you're in the fourth grade, you could teach a third grader. If you're in the second grade, you could teach a first grader. In other words, there are people who are not where you are. They don't know the stuff you know yet, and you can teach them. Do you know everything? Of course not. Do I know everything? Of course not. I'm a online marketing strategist. I teach people how to build their business and grow their business online. Do I know everything? Of course not. But I know a lot. Do I know? Of course not. Do I know with someone who's been in this position for 20 years and really successful at it and really rocking it? I don't know all of that, but I can teach. I've been doing this for 8 years. I can teach somebody who started 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, 1 year ago, today. So get that out of your head. Well, I don't know enough to do what I'm doing. Yes, you do. If you know in your niche three things from your niche, and I know you all do. If you know three things from your niche, you know enough to help somebody else. You know enough to teach or coach or train or speak or whatever you want to do. You know enough to teach someone else. So you don't have to know everything. You don't have to feel like you're an expert at everything. And I was working with a client, and the client asked me something. And you know what I said? I don't know. And I didn't have a problem saying I don't know. So we had to crush that barrier. Fear and anxiety. I looked up anxiety, okay, when I was working on this training. And I said, let me look up the definition of anxiety. And I know that, we get fearful of, trying to move forward. Sometimes we're fearful of success. Sometimes we're fearful of what people are going to think. And I'm going to do some trainings on how to get over being in front of that camera, how to get shy, get over being shy, and how to get comfortable with being in front of that camera. I'm going to do some training on that because we're going to get over that fear. Okay. And so we fear certain things. Well, Joyce Meyer said, you got to do it afraid. You got to do it afraid. So I like to say fear and anxiety, they have no place in my life, even though I have those. But I have to keep affirming myself every day. Fear and anxiety have no place in my life. Fear and anxiety have no place in my life. What happens is you start saying these words, your mind starts to hear it, and you start to actually start living it. And so the definition of anxiety, I looked it up, a feeling of worry, nervousness, unease, something that bothers us because we become uncertain about the outcome. That's huge. And you might think, I want to start my business, but I'm uncertain. Am I going to make money? I want to start my dream side business, but I'm uncertain. Or am I going to get clients? I want to do A, B, or C, whatever you do, but I'm uncertain of what's going to happen if I don't get this. And I know people who like left their job and decide to start their business. I'm sure, and we all feel like this. Am I going to make enough money? Am I going to get clients? Am I going to be able to pay my bills? So we have to crush these barriers. I do like to tell people, if you're going to leave your job and you want to start your business, at least have 6 to 8 months of savings, okay? I do like when I'm talking to people, they're like, "Why should I want to leave my business? I want to leave my job." At least have 6 to 8 months of savings so you can pay your bills. You don't have to worry about that. Some people say, "I want to start a side business," and that's fine too. That's a great thing. So I had a side business for years while I was teaching at the college. So we have to get rid of these barriers, these we got to crush them daily. And if you're saying that's me, which one of those? I have 5 of them there: self-doubt, inner critic, doubter, um, uh, um, other doubters, imposter syndrome. Put it in the chat. Which one? You might say, well, 1 or 2. Marsha, all. We have to crush those. And the last one, number 5, the fifth must. Time to stop waiting and start doing. I encounter this so much when I'm working with women entrepreneurs. And sometimes I meet people and they've been talking about something for 10 years. Really? 8 years. Really? It's time to stop waiting and start doing. Now, sometimes we do have to wait for the right time for something, but it doesn't take a year to write a book. And I am going to talk about that. It doesn't take a year, especially with AI. If you're sitting there, you're like, I got a book inside of me, which most of you probably do. That book should be done in 6 months, 3 months, actually. So it's time to stop waiting. And what do I hear people saying, and mostly with the awesome women that I work with? I'm waiting for the perfect time. Well, when this happens, I'm going to do this. Well, when after this month, I'm going to do this. Well, when we finish the vacation, I'm going to do this. Well, when the perfect time. And you look up and a year has gone by. 2, 5, 10. The right equipment. Well, Marsha, if I get the right equipment, I can do video. If I get a light, if I get this, all you need is a phone. All you need is a cell phone and a window in your home. That's all you need. Stand in front of the window, let the natural light come in, and set your phone on a tripod. So the window is free if you have a window in your house. I know you have a cell phone, and the tripod is about $12 at Amazon, and you're done. And you're done. It's time to stop waiting and start doing. Well, March, I'm waiting for the right season. Well, after winter, I'm gonna do this. Well, after spring, I'm gonna do this. Well, when January comes, and most people when they have these what do you call those resolutions, and by the time February comes, they're gone. Well, when things slow down in my house, or things slow down with my family, or things slow down with what I'm doing. Let me tell you something, guys. These things never happen. They don't happen. Life happens, and it's going to keep happening. You're going to have to learn the same for me to create the life and the business, whether you're starting one on the side, whether you have a full time, or whether you're working for someone. You got to learn to create the life and business you want in the midst of life's challenges. Because if we don't, we'll look up, it'll be December 2024. And you know it goes fast. You know it goes fast. So it's time to stop waiting, start doing. You have to ask yourself, what is one thing I've been waiting on forever that I plan on getting it done in Q1 or Q2? It doesn't take a year. Certain things you can get done in Q1. If you're like, I've been needing to do my LinkedIn, it takes a Q1 to get going on LinkedIn and start building your business. Less than Q1. You're like, I've been really need to get a website or revamp it. It takes less than Q1 or Q2 to get that going. So we need to stop thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and planning and thinking and start doing. So as we wrap up, and I am going to take questions, what will your future self thank you for at the end of 2024? And I got something free for you. You're going to love it in a few minutes. What will your future self thank you for? It may say, wow, thank you, self, that you have cultivated a growth mindset. Thank you, self, that you have stopped doubting yourself. Thank you, self, that you have started to say no to the things that are not aligning with your business and your life. Thank you, self, that you have stopped putting yourself down and comparing yourself to others and trying to figure out what other people want. And you started realizing your own worth and your own value. Thank you, self, that you actually started that thing that you wanted that's been going on for a long time. And you actually started it. Thank you, self. Thank you that you made one to two changes. Thank you, self, in your health or your business or your life or your career. Thank you, self. You actually wrote that book. You actually got your website up and going. You actually got busy on LinkedIn. I talk about LinkedIn a lot because you really need to be there. I'm giving a training for U of H in February on LinkedIn. But thank you, self. You've started the first step toward A, B, or C, whatever it is you want. And I love to say, write it down. Write down your big, bold vision and make it happen. Make it happen. Let this be the year. So, are you ready to receive what you want? Let me tell you something. And it's true and it works, especially if you do it for 90 days. You'll be emailing me saying, Marsha, I remember what you said in January, and now it's the end of March, and you were so right. Are you ready to receive what you want? Why can't it be you? Why can't it be you? You go online, you're like, oh my goodness, these people are doing this. This woman is doing this. This lady is doing this. Oh my goodness. Why can't it be you? Visualization. Visualize yourself doing what you wanted. We're living, I live in Houston. We're living in Memorial. We bought a townhome. It'll be 3 years in April. I remember seeing this place on Har, empty, when we were looking. And it was empty. And every day I would go on my phone and look. I was like, "Oh, this is what I'm going to put in the living room. This is the what I'm going to put in the dining room. This is how I'm going to decorate the kitchen. This is going to be my office." I decorated this house for months in my head. We didn't have a realtor yet. We didn't have anything. I decorated this house. I would pull it up on her. It was empty. It was for sale. And I was like, this is what's going to go in the living room. This is what I'm going to put in the bedroom. This is what I'm going to make for the patio. I did. I decorated in my house for months. And then when we got the realtor, and we started looking, and we came to this house, and it was a contract on it, and I cried. I was like, oh my God, this is supposed to be my house. The contract fell through. Oh my God, I had been decorating this house in my head for months. It took us about 2 to 3 months until we got the key and was standing in this empty house. We prayed over it, and today all of those things that I saw, that's how my living room looked. That's how my dining room looked. This is how my office looked. Oh my goodness, the power of visualization. And I manifested it. Watch what will happen. The universe starts to bring what you want. Type your commitment statement out. Print it out. Sign it. Follow it. I visualized this house for months, how I was going to decorate it. And we are living here now. It'll be 3 years in April. And it is decorated exactly the way I visualized it. Well, I've been making changes because you know us as women. Every year we want to change something. But still, I, I even find it still hard to believe. I find it hard to believe. Every night I'd get in the bed, pull up that app, and just decorate this house in my head. During the day, I'd pull up that app. You know, you go to hard and the house is empty. I'd pull up that app and decorate this house in my head. And 3 months later, we were here. So I'm going to give you something to think about as we leave. Imagine where you would be in months, not years, months, if you took action today on these 5 months. Imagine where you would be in months. So if you want to keep this winning spirit all year, I have a huge uh, thing that I'm doing. My word is ascent, and I'm creating a crushing barrier series. Take a screenshot. My first book, Crushing Barriers. It's already available on Amazon. I'm getting ready to give you Unleash the Leader Within free, okay? Because it's not done yet, but it's not going to be free forever, okay? I'm creating a big journal, my Bold Vision journal. Coming in February, I'm going to have a guide for this, a mini course, so many things. And of course, the Women's Empowerment Society. Now, that is something you really want to get on the wait list for that because it's coming. So I want to thank you guys for coming today. This is how you go to get my free book, okay? Get my free book today at my site, marshalynhudson.com. I went there before the training and put a link, okay? It is not going to stay, all right? I put a link for you to go right on my website, right at the top. You click it, put your name, your email in, and you can download my book, Unleash the Leader Within, for free. I think it's like 90 pages for free. It's not going to be long because it's coming out on Amazon in a few days. But you can go for coming today and get that book for free. I don't want that book to just be something you get for free. I want you to follow it. I want you to follow it. And you can email me if you want to get on a 20-minute call. You might say, Marsha, I'm ready to crush barriers. There's my email list. And also on my website, you can go there and get on the wait list for the Women's Empowerment Society. I put a link there. You definitely want to get on the wait list for the Women's Empowerment Society. It's all of my, we're going to have speakers during the year. We're going to have accountability during the year. We're going to have mentorship. We're going to have all of this teaching you how to crush those barriers, succeed in life, succeed in all year in the Women's Empowerment Society. I am too overjoyed about the Women's Empowerment Society. So go to my website, marshalynhudson.com. Two things you want to do: get that book for free and get on the wait list for the Women's Empowerment Society. And if you have a problem, email me at marshahudson@gmail. And be sure and follow me online. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and I'll be doing training on it. I have my YouTube. So the question is, as I get ready to answer some questions, will this be your year to crush barriers and unleash the leader within? Will this be your year to crush barriers and unleash the leader within? Because it actually, let me go back, it actually can be. And let me go back to this question. Imagine where you will be in months: February, March, April, May, the summer. Then you take a break in the summer, go enjoy life. Imagine where you would be if you took action on these 5 months today. And you talked about defining your bold vision, getting rid of the inner critics, start living a life you want to live, run your own race, no more comparison, cultivating a success mindset. What if you did these things for 90 days? I will tell you something, and because it happened for me, you're going to manifest the things that you want. The universe is going to even be on your side. So I want to thank you guys. I got 10 wonderful minutes. I can't see the chat, but I'm guessing you got something in there. I got 10 minutes to answer questions, to see what you were thinking about. But be sure and head to marshalynhudson.com. Two things to do: get my free book, Unleash the Leader Within, only for the day, and get on the wait list for the Women's Empowerment Society. That's going to be wonderful. We're going to have workshops and trainings, and I'm going to have speakers coming in helping us as women to live a life in the business that we want. So let's make sure that happens. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out. And I'm going to turn it back over to Jean and see if we have any questions or things in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Okay,
Well, right.
Jean, over to you. How do I, Jean, let me, okay. All right. Yes, I can see. I can see. Yay. So,
Oh
Jean,
my
do we have
goodness.
any? Do we have anything? I can already see on my phone people headed over to Marsha Lynn Hudson to get that book for free. Get over there and get that book.
Yes, and I did put in the chat for them, the website address and your email, and the link to the survey for today's post event So if they could open that in a new tab and let us know how we've done, that's very helpful. I don't have anything in the Q&A, but I was going to say, if you'd like to ask Marsha a question directly, raise your hand. I'll unmute you, and you can talk to her direct. It'd probably be the best you've had in a long time, because there is no internal voices. We don't listen to them anymore. They
I see some of my friends on here, Jean, because when I was presenting, unlike on Zoom, I could see, but when I was presenting, I couldn't see anybody. I see some of my friends on here, Essie and Linda and Cindy and Joanne. I think that's my sister-in-law and Grace and a few other people. Let me see some other people I don't know, but I hope that you guys walked away and everything I taught today. Some of these things, Jean, I still struggle with, and we do as women, but when we work on them every day, and all of these people who are on here, when we all have different things, okay, different things that are bothering us. We have different goals, different dreams, and you know what barriers you need to crush. But when I was thinking about these things, the things that I need to do, how I need to say no to things, how I need to start running my own race, how I need to start manifesting what I want and what I want to live, I will tell you this, Jean, it started happening. It just started coming. Momentum started coming. Now, will we have challenges? Yes. Will we have days where it doesn't happen? Yes. Will we have struggles? Will we get up and say, Marsha said this stuff, but I am not feeling it today? And I get it. But I will tell you this, if you really want to see changes, and this is what has happened for me in your life and your business, try these 5 musts for 90 days. I'm telling you, and try work on the things that you know you have issues with, trying to crush those barriers. Because what's going to happen is you're just going to start seeing things diminish. Some things are going to take longer to happen, because we have these dreams, we have these goals, we have these things that we want to do. And some of us have been thinking about it for years. But it's time to say 2024 can be my year. 2024 could be my year. Go over there, guys, and get that book that Unleash the Leader Within. And my other book is on Amazon. But what I really want for you all is to experience what I've experienced with this mindset, with this mindset. And I really want you guys to get your word and let your word guide you. Let your word guide you. So yeah, so I will be giving some more trainings. That's on my website too. Oh, Gene, I have a leadership series coming up, and it's free for anybody. It's on the site, January to May, and I'm speaking for another company. I think it's every Thursday, once a month, January to May, and it's going to be over this whole leadership training. You're going to get a workbook with that. It's going to be wonderful. So head to my website to register for that too. It's free, and it starts the end of January. It's January, February, March, April, and May, and it's going to be on the same thing. So I'm just excited. I'm SN. Jean, have you picked a word yet?
my word is intentional.
I love it. That should have been my word for 2023, because I was all over the place in 2023. My word needs to be intentional. I was all over the place in 2023. So, and I know Cindy is on here, and she's a leadership consulting coach too, and she knows that I was all over the place. And she was trying to help me be intentional. Same for Essie. I see her on here, but I needed that to be. But you know what, Jean? The whole 2023, I was all over the place. I was teaching everything. I was saying yes to everything. I was doing everything, which I don't want to do that anymore. But this year, I worked on that for 2023. So 2024, I actually am intentional. But it took my whole 2023 to get intentional. Because when we get intentional and we focus and we know what we want, all of that stuff, other stuff starts to fall off, and we can move forward.
Yep.
So I'm excited. Intentional. I love that word. So
And
did
maybe
anybody else put their word in
I
the
was
chat?
going to say that'd be a great idea if our attendees just put in what your word is
Put
going to
your
be.
word in. Yes.
Hmm. Put
And
it in
then
the
I
chat.
yeah, put in chat. And then I told you guys, write your word down. I have mine right here on a post-it
Ooh.
note, or let me see what's coming in the chat. Let me
Oh,
see some
good
words.
stuff.
Action. Z says action. Myra says connect. All right, I like that, Myra. Connect. You want, especially in LinkedIn, okay? Francesca says limitless. Love it. Chelsea says growth. I think one year mine was growth. Corey says empire. Ooh, so Corey's gonna build an empire. I like it. Linda, my friend, says implementation. I love it. Eva says unapologetic. I'm not apologizing for creating a life that I love. I love it. I love these words. Now, ladies, put this word crushing, empowered. Empowered grace was one of my words. One year, empower. I think it was last year, maybe. Sherry says crushing. Write the word down, put it in front of you so you can see it every day. Let it be your North Star. Let it be your North Star so you can continue to remember. A sin for me. My business is going well, but I started from scratch with nothing. But I want to ascend. I wanted to go to another level. I wanted to keep going high, and I want to take you all with me. So that's why I picked ascend. Letty says thrive. All right, you ladies have some great words. Keep that. And I look at my word ascend, and it reminds me, okay, Marcia, if you want to go to the next level, you can't get up talking about I don't feel like doing stuff for a month. If you want to go to the next level, you can't sit around and think, well, I'm not going to do this. So I love these words. I love Marcia's is a sin. Yes, Sherry. I love these words. And I do like to say this. You're not married to anything, meaning, okay, if, Marcia, if I decide this in January, what if in May I want to do something? I will tell you this, Jean. I've rebranded in the middle of the year. I've rebranded. So you're not married to anything. You might say January, this is where I want to be, but by March or April, you see something is shifting. You're not you and you need to rebrand. You don't need to start all over, but you need to rebrand. But you want to know, who do you want to serve? What's your niche? In other words, what do you want to teach, or what do you want to do? Who do you want to serve? Like, I love working with female entrepreneurs. What is your niche? My niche is online marketing training, leadership training. And what model can you create your signature program to help those people get what they want? So that right there will help you just know what you want to do and how you want to go about it. It's just those three things. What do you want to be known as? Who do you want to serve? And what can you create to help them with those problems? Let me see somebody else. Okay, that's his word. So yes, so Jean, thank you for having me. I want to thank the University of Houston, Victoria, and Jean, America's SBDC. I want to thank her so much for having me. I tell you guys, Jean is on top of it. I was like, Jean, she was getting ready to go on vacation for Christmas. I was like, Jean, I want to do a training on the 17th. She's like, yeah, I'm on it. I mean, she was literally getting ready to pack up and go on vacation for the holiday, and she set this up. So I want to thank you so much, Jean.
Well, I appreciate you taking time to be our presenter today, and I'm telling you, um, because of my gray hair, I do have a deep appreciation for how we succeed in this world, and it is by having that focus and supporting each other and lifting each other up. And so it was important to me to bring this here today, and I am so glad you volunteered. And so we're Marsha's got a couple ideas for down the road, and I will include in my email for you. It'll come out Friday because tomorrow I'll be out of town. But I will also include a link to the training that she's going to do for the University of Houston SBDC in February, because um, these learning opportunities are what really support you in your journey as an entrepreneur. And, however and wherever you get that training from, we want you to be successful. That's our mission here.
Yes, it is. And the one for SBDC is a two-part, Gene. I think that it is a low cost. So when they go to register, because some of the things I know, we do for free, but that one it's a low cost. It's very low cost, but it's going to be so
Yeah.
worth it. It's a two-week training for LinkedIn, how to grow your business for LinkedIn. So it's on my site too. They can register for that.
Okay.
Some things are
And
free, but some things are low cost.
and I will include what those costs would be, because you're right. Sometimes we do have to charge and pay for our presenters. So
Yeah, because they got to pay for the presenter. The presenter's like, okay, I can volunteer this day, but we got to pay for the presenter to come. So,
that's right.
I do get it. But yeah, I just want to let them know.
Okay. Well, listen, everybody. It is now 1 o'clock. We want to let you go. We hope you've had a great lunch with us, and you have nourished your spirit as well as um, your body. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Marsha. I'll be in touch.
Thank you so much, Jean. You stay warm.
Yes. And we'll see everyone at the next webinar.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye, everyone.